Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Modesty33 here, aka Crystal with the C. Back at you with another video, but if you're new to my channel, you just happen to click on, welcome. I try to put out 1 to 2 videos a week. I do sit downs, reviews, reactions, vlogs. So if any of that interests you, make sure you check out the prior videos on my channel. And if you see anything you like before you leave, make sure you subscribe. So today, you guys, I'm actually going to be getting back into like my movie reviews. I used to do them quite a bit some years ago, but yeah, y'all know what happened with pandemic and all the things. So a lot of things moved into a streaming platform. And so, yeah, like I've been streaming a lot of things, so I haven't gone to the theater as much. I think the last time I actually went to the theater to see a movie was about 6 months ago or so. But yeah, I could not miss opportunity to see Dune 2 in the theater. When Dune, the first movie came out, part 1 in 2021. I did see it through HBO Max because I don't think it went to the theater back in 2021. So that's the platform that I did watch it. And guys, I didn't really think much of it when I heard that the movie was coming out. I think I was just interested in seeing it because it looked like visually very like captivating. It had a lot of good actors and actresses in it, so it had like a really full set. It had a full set as far as the cast was concerned. So I remember the miniseries that came out from the 80s. I did not watch it. I think I tried to watch one of them like when I was really young, probably under 10 years old. And yeah, it was too long. I couldn't sit through and watch it as a under 10-year-old child. But the concept of it was intriguing at the time, even back then. So then when I heard that they were gonna redo the Dune franchise, quite a very ambitious undertaking, to say the least. So I really enjoyed part 1, and I didn't think I would. So I do want to talk about, that's kind of my segue into part 2. I just saw it a little bit earlier today. And I will be inserting like an outfit of the day, like after the fact, but FYI guys, my outfit of the day, like I'm wearing the same thing. So that would kind of lead you to believe that I did that outfit of the day today, but however, that was done yesterday when I originally intended to go see the movie, but I was really tired, so I didn't go see the movie. So I just saved the outfit for today, and today was like a really packed and loaded day. But I was committed to see Dune part 2, and I did. And so I just want to give a review. It is going to be spoiler because I am going to talk about some parts of the movie. And yeah, even I always just label my reviews as spoiler because something might be a spoiler to you. And so I am gonna, put the title of the video and I'm gonna say spoiler. Just in case you haven't seen the movie, I would definitely advise you see it before watching this because I may reference some parts in general or maybe some specifics that could be spoilery if you have not seen the film. So I do want to preface and say that I typically don't watch movie trailers anymore. So I really did try to avoid these trailers for Dune Part 2 like the plague because I did know that I wanted to see it in the theater and I really like to be surprised. Certain things I could not avoid though, like there were certain stars and kind of like videos that would come through my YouTube timeline. And I was like, oh, like that's kind of weird as far as like certain people that were going to be in this film, like such as Florence Pugh, I think what's the other guy's name, Austin Butler, and I was seeing them show up at Dune Part 2 like red carpet appearances, and I'm like, are they just there to support or are they in the movie? So yeah, I did learn a little bit of that, but I didn't know anything about the characters that they would play. So as it relates to Dune Part 2, let's get into the nitty-gritty, guys. So yeah, like I feel like this movie took a very different turn for me than the first movie. It was definitely a continuation, but what I really liked about Dune Part 1 is it was a very linear story. Like you had your protagonist, essentially House Atreides, you had your villains, House Harkonnen, and then you had kind of like the person who might be pulling the strings, which was the Emperor. So what I liked is that, I find Dune to be it can be a quite complex story for what I recall from the miniseries. However, I really like the way the director and the writers made it to be a very simplified story that you could really follow and understand. Now, this part two, I feel like it built upon what you already knew from part one, and it introduced those additional characters that you didn't see from part one, such as the Emperor and then the Emperor's daughter, who is Florence Pugh's character. And that is Princess Irulan. I don't even remember them saying her name in the film, but I'm looking at, you know, as far as the characters now. So that's what her character's name was, Princess Irulan, something like that. And then Christopher Walken did play the Emperor. And then you also went back to House Harkonnen. So again, the story's a continuation. So you kind of see House Harkonnen, and they are trying to mine the spice on Arrakis. And if I'm saying any of these names wrong, I do apologize. But they're trying to mine the spice, and they keep facing the opposition from the Fremen. And that's where Paul and his mother was this Princess Jessica, or not Princess, but Lady Jessica, I think is her name, as far as Paul's mother. Like, they're with the Fremen, learning the Fremen's ways. And I found that this story was a lot more political in nature, which was very interesting. Like, there were so many moving parts. And so I don't really know the story of Dune, but there is like this kind of political and religious undertone as it relates to Paul's character, as far as him being so to speak, a messiah to the Fremen. And there are some people who believe and some people who don't amongst the Fremen. But a lot of these stories and like prophecies were actually planted by the Bene Gesserit. I might have said that wrong. But and those are essentially like Lady Jessica's people, like where her lineage falls with. And so it's kind of hard to differentiate what is true and what is not. So I'll be interested to see, you know, how this story continues to unfold, because it seems like it's a difference between almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're telling people these things and then you're putting actions in place to make sure it happens. So that seems more so like what's going on with the situation of Paul and him being quote unquote the one. But it's very interesting because the Bene Gesserit, they seems like they continue to mix bloodlines, because even if Paul isn't the one, they're convinced to make someone the one. And it seems like the one is a person that's going to be under their control. And so it was very interesting to learn how the Bene Gesserit kind of manufactured all these things that are happening. And they're like kind of almost like the villain behind the scenes. Even though you're thinking it's House Harkonnen or it could even be the Emperor, what I kind of gathered at the end of the story is that really the Bene Gesserit are the villains. And it kind of seemed to me that Paul's mother, Lady Jessica, was really doing some villainous stuff in the story. So I don't really know how to take her. And then it was also interesting because we know Lady Jessica is pregnant, and you did see at kind of like at some point near the end of the story, you see the daughter, who I suppose we'll probably see more of in, if there is a part 3 to this story, or a continuation somewhere down the line. I'm pretty positive there will be, but you see throughout the film, she keeps telling Paul that, oh yeah, your sister is saying this, she speaks to me. And I thought this woman was lying at first. I'm like, that girl ain't saying nothing. But then at the end, you do hear a voice, and it looks like the girl is asking her mother, like, well, what's going on? She's asking Lady Jessica, like, what's going on? And I'm like, so has the girl been talking to her this whole time, or did she lie some of the time? So I really question Lady Jessica and her character. Then you have this story also between Paul, and I'm saying Paul because they give him a number of names in the movie, but Paul is just the name that I know. So you have this story between Paul and Shani, who's played by Zendaya. And, you know, they are definitely kind of coming together. They're in love, all the things. But there's a conflict between them because Shani does not buy into the prophecy about Paul as well. Paul does not want to buy into it, but Paul is in a way motivated by revenge, to revenge House Atreides. So it's kind of like whatever he can use to his advantage to get his revenge is kind of where I feel like his character landed at the end of the story. So that caused a divide between him and Shani. And then there were certain things that in this story I kind of felt like I could predict. So I don't say that to say that the story was predictable, but I say that to say that once I kind of understood what was going on, I felt like I had a grasp on where we were going. for instance, the Bene Gesserit, they are also influencing Florence Pugh, her character, Princess Aurelian, who is the Emperor's daughter. They're influencing her behind the scenes as well. And they tell her at one point in the story that, hey, your father is not going to be the emperor anymore. Like, he's going to lose his seat, but there is a way for your family to maintain power. I automatically pretty much knew what that meant. That meant that she has to marry Paul. That's kind of where I gauged it to be. And that's kind of where we went to at the end of the story. And so, yeah, like it's kind of interesting, and you learn like a lot of like surprising things in the story as it relates to Paul's connection to House Harkonnen. I think that was very surprising. Another really good character that they added to this story was Austin Butler as what is his name? Fayed Rothu Harkonnen. Like, he is essentially the brother to David Bautista's character. So yeah, like he was a really good addition to this story, I feel like, and I think he really played his character very well. He was very sinister. He looked like very menacing. He just looked like he was up to no good throughout this whole story. So yeah, I really liked his addition to this story. He felt like, to me, the one character that was very threatening, whereas everything else was more a political move. I feel like the last 40 minutes of this story, it really picked up. You saw like a lot of cool things as it related to the sandworms and how they were fighting. So that was all very interesting. But I have one question when I kept seeing the sandworms, because, you know, Paul learns how to ride the sandworms and they kind of teach him that because this is the way of the Fremen, right? So my question is, though, they're riding the sandworm. I mean, does the sandworm agree to this? Like, because I'm saying this because I thought the sandworms are essentially based under the sand. So if you're riding the sandworm, is there an agreement as far as when you get off? I didn't see anybody get off of these sandworms. So I was a little confused as far as when do you get off the sandworm, you know, because at some point, doesn't the sandworm go back under the sand and you would end up being suffocated? Like, what is the agreement there? I'm a very technical, logistical person. So yeah, that was my question, because I saw no one depart the sandworm once they got on. And I wonder what that process is. So if anyone knows, let me know, comment below. But yeah, like I thought that this was a really good movie. Again, it was a very good continuation. The music was really good. The scenery, everything was very good. If they do a part 3, which I'm pretty positive they will, I'm very interested to see where this story goes. But I would definitely recommend you all see it. I did talk about a little bit of the story here, but hopefully I didn't give too many spoilers away. But again, I do encourage you guys to see part 2 in the theater. It was very, very good. And I feel like, again, the last 40 minutes, wow, it really picked up. And it ended in a place that was kind of like, yeah, kind of heartbreaking. You don't really know where it goes from here. So I'll be interested to see other people's reviews, because I do learn a lot from watching other reviews, and I would encourage you all to do the same, because I don't know anything about the history of Dune or where this story is going. So definitely check out other channels who may know the history of Dune. I certainly will, so we can all learn together. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you share it with anyone else who likes this type of content. And before you leave, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You do that by hitting the red button below and the bell next to it, so you're notified when I do upload future videos. Again, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. Yeah, so today, you guys, I am on my way to go see Dune 2. So I'm going to be coming to you with a review after seeing the movie, but yeah, I'm just on the way there now. So just giving you my OOTD really quickly, because I really need to head out. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it in time. But yeah, I really need to head out. So I just took my hair down, which clearly takes the most period of time to do anything. Just took my hair down. I have this kind of like shirt dress, and this is from Banana Republic. I bought this last year from the outlet. The lipstick I'm wearing, this is from Fenty Beauty. And this is one of the popsicles, and this one is called Fuchsia Wife 05. So this is kind of what it looks like. I think this is like a special edition one. I just have a belt from Ross. I actually just took the tag off of this belt today, a few minutes ago, and I don't know how long this belt has been like sitting up because I rarely wear belts. But yeah, just kind of wanted to cinch this in a little bit more. I am wearing like some shorts underneath from Lululemon just because it does have a slit in the side. So and the movies tend to be cold, so didn't, you know, want to put something underneath so wouldn't be as shy or bashful. And then as far as my shoes, I'm just wearing my Lululemon Blissful 2s. I'm not wearing any socks or anything with them, so I'm just wearing them. Again, it's just kind of like a little casual thing. And then my bag that I chose to kind of match with the belt is my Rakuten Lock 22 in the Tyrolean Clemence leather, color gold on gold hardware. So that is what we're wearing to go to the movies, and hopefully I will make it in time. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been like, I don't know, it's been a crazy day. I'm tired, but I can't sleep. And it's just kind of one of those days. I'm contemplating if I'm even going to go out, even though I've already gotten dressed, but we'll see. But anyway, guys, at some point, I am going to do a review for you. So if I'm not wearing the same thing when I do the review, I didn't choose to go out today with this outfit. But I am going to go see this movie in the theater, no doubt. So anyway, guys, see you soon. Bye.